Got extra funds because of Axie Infinity, but don't know where to invest it? This video might just be for you. Good day everyone, and welcome to SLP number 6. In this video, we're going to take a step back from Axie Infinity and discuss cost dollar averaging. So cost dollar averaging is a method and a strategy to use when investing in cryptocurrencies, especially for Bitcoin. So let's take a look at this strategy. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor and take this information for entertainment's sake. So I pulled up a website explaining dollar cost averaging, especially for Bitcoin. You can see here you can manipulate the dollar cost averaging settings. Settings here are purchase amount, so how much you would invest in Bitcoin, repeat purchase. So here we can see daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly. Third is accumulate for, so how many years are the duration of your investment and when you started. And you can compare to other assets. So if no, you just click with Bitcoin. But if you click yes, you'll be able to compare it to gold and US dollar. So I think US dollar is if you have a US bank account. But here in the Philippines, wala tayong ganito. Sa bank natin, hindi ata ganun ka taas ang interest rate kung meron man. So the principle of dollar cost averaging is maglalagay ka ng certain amount for every period. So, ang pagkaiba ng dollar cost averaging sa isang lump sum is hindi natin kasi sigurado kung okay yung price na price natin today. Hindi natin sure kung ito ba talaga ang best price. So, the longer you spread out your buys, the better. Then rather than just buying it at one single time. You can see here it gives you an example. So first it explains kung ano yung dollar cost averaging. So Bitcoin dollar cost averaging consists in investing a fixed amount of USD into BTC or regular time intervals. You'll often see it referenced by its abbreviated DCA. So kunyari, gusto natin bumili ng $10 every week, for example. This would be an example for dollar cost averaging. This strategy is mostly used by investors that are looking to purchase Bitcoin for long term, since it protects them from potentially allocating all their capital at the price peak. Ito yung example niya. It's January 1st, 2018 and John decides to purchase 5,000 worth of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price at that time was 13.8, which means that John now owns 0.362 Bitcoin lang. Si Alice naman, same time period and same amount of initial investment na 5,000. Yung ginawa ni Alice is, instead of investing the whole amount on that day, nag-decide siya mag-purchase in tranches of 500 every month for 10 months. 10 months later, Alice owns 0.61 Bitcoin. So, compare natin ang 0.61 ni Alice sa 0.362 ni John. So, it's almost twice as much as John's, even though both invested the same amount. So, in the long run, it's always best to spread out your buys para protect sarili mo sa potential price peaks nga. This also goes with SLP because I've seen people saying now we should hold SLP, sell it high, pero hindi natin alam kung kailan yung high eh. So if we sell at certain intervals, doesn't really matter kung kailan. Eventually naman mag-average out naman ang lahat ng pagbenta natin. So I would suggest if you are a player, a manager, a scholar, do not be fixated on the price itself. If you want to sell your SLPs, sell your SLPs. You do what you want. You should not listen to other people that say hold it dahil sa ecosystem. Karamihan naman sa atin is not whales or that much SLPs to really rig or change the SLP charts. Saka if we're gonna trade sa SLP, trading sa Binance or any cryptocurrency is a zero-sum gain. So if you sell it, syempre may bibili. You won't be able to sell it kapag walang bibili naman. So for me, do not worry about the price that much. So dito, may pangalawang strategy. So if you have experience in trading, dito ginagamit niya ang 200 DMA or RSI or MACD. Hindi ako masyadong magaling sa technical analysis. I don't believe that much in technical analysis when it comes to cryptocurrency because ang daming pwede mangyari na wala naman sa TA. But I believe in this model, the stock to flow model. So let's take a look on what stock to flow model is. So this is the stock to flow, which compares the 463-day average to the price of Bitcoin throughout the years. This color days until next halving. Bitcoin halving happens every 4 years. So this is considered a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. As you can see, as the color turns red, it nears the halving period. So as you can see, the price of Bitcoin follows the 463 stock to flow model. So this is what people usually use to see if it's the right time to buy. What is particularly useful with this model is once the halving nears, there usually is a slight correction or a time that it trades sideways before it goes up. From 2010, first cycle, second cycle, third cycle. So you can draw your own conclusions from here. Once it goes red, you would see where the price would go. So this is the 4th year of the 4th year cycle, and we just finished the halving period. So let us discuss what the halving period is. In short, ano yung halving period? So yung ginawa ng Bitcoin is every 4 years, ina-half nila ang production ng Bitcoin para at least hindi saturated ang market, the amount of coins to be mined, and it will give more value for each mined Bitcoin. So okay, i-visualize natin ang stock to flow chart kasi nakikita natin ang trend ni Bitcoin, and from historical data, alam natin kung saan siya pupunta, assuming all things are held constant. So let us go back to dollar cost averaging. Let's try to input a certain amount and we can compare our investment strategies to gold and USD. So let's say we can place $100 every month. Then nag-accumulate tayo ng 3 years. Nag-start tayo ng 3 years ago. So for every month, nag-invest tayo ng 5,000 pesos. Total investment natin is 3,600. Calculator. 3,600 times 50. Invest tayo ng 180,000. Ang kuha natin is 12,630. So from our investment of 180,000, naging 631,000. So that's if you periodically place $100 every month for 3 years for the past 3 years. So from historical data, there are 2 ways to increase your profit in cryptocurrencies. It's either you increase the amount, or second is to increase the time horizon. So let's say this is $100 for 3 years every month for the past 3 years. As I said earlier, ito yung profit natin. If we increased our time horizon, let's say 9 years. So from the total amount that we got earlier, so this is what we would get if we had a 9-year time horizon. Pero since hindi naman ganun kasikat ang Bitcoin sa Philippines noon, this would be a more accurate representation. So we can compare total invested in Bitcoin, lahat naman pareho, Bitcoin, gold, and USD. Fix naman in gold, nagiging 4,239 lang, USD 4,500. For the past 3 years, nag-outperform yung USD kasi gold, but the best among the 3 would be the first investment. For my next video, I'll be teaching my scholars how to create a coins.ph account so that we would be having our payouts in coins.ph instead of directly sending it to Gcash. Thanks for watching.